Hello and welcome to Celebrating You, and I am over the top excited today to introduce to you the wonderful, the fabulous Ruth Priscilla. Welcome!
Hiya, darling. Hi.
Welcome, and how are you today?
I'm quite well indeed. I've enjoyed our pre-chat very much and I feel very giddy now, so I shall try to temper it. Oh, hello, welcome. I shall try and temper it for the understanding of everybody listening.
Yeah. Well, that's wonderful. And everybody listening, including myself and all my team here, would love to know, what is it that you do and how come did you get to be doing what you're doing?
Oh, here comes a long story. Well,
we all love a good story, so give it all the colour and texture. Go.
Everybody loves a good story, as you well know, and you're very good at the stories. Actually, hold on. I should have just got you to tell my story, damn it. Ugh, anyway, I'll do it.
But no, this isn't about me. It's about beautiful you and the cat. So you can both meow the story out. Go for it. I'm sure you can.
She if I start talking, getting really, she kind of stands up and goes, "Why are you talking so much? Calm down." I'm like, oh, it's fine. I shall hold her still. Right, so stories. And the thing is, what I do is I get you to literally feel like you. So that's why I went to you, Maria, you should have done this because look at you, you're amazing. And that's what I tend to do with people is I work. I don't like that. I work with them. I connect with them and go, look at you, you're amazing. You've got this thing, your body, your life, your dreams, your passions, your relationships, all these things make an amazing you. Let's help you live you. That's what I do. And people go, but how do you do that? And they want to be very logical. And I go, oh, logical brain. How do I explain this logically? Bear with. So if somebody looked at my work from the outside and went, quick, in a tagline, give me what you do. I would say I'm a body witch. What I tend to do is either people will come connect with me, find me because they feel like their life is scattered. Their dreams, their hopes, their passion, what they want to do in life, relationships, everything just feels, it's all over the place. And what I will do when I connect with somebody like that is I will pull them back to them through their physical body and say, here's your body. It represents all that you are and all these things that feel disconnected, wrong, going in the wrong direction. They are all guidable, discernible, learnable, changeable through the physical body first. Or the other thing I do, because there's that people come to me and connect to me through having that desire. Or people come and go, my body feels, it's broken, it's disgusting, it's this, it's that. They've judged it, they're not happy with it. And they'll go, I need to do something to fix it. Because my background is fitness, health, wellness, rehab, this kind of stuff. They will come and say, my body needs help. So I'll go, you know what? Let's take a look at all the other aspects of your life and bring those into some kind of clarity and connection. And when that's the focus instead, then the body tends to come back online. So there's those two aspects. I'll draw people into connecting with me, and I don't want to say working with me, they're working on themselves, and all I'm doing is collaborating with them. I'm walking alongside them, I'm cheerleading, I'm noticing, I'm intuiting, I'm playing, I'm hearing things from the other things that I work with and going, what about this, what about this, what about this? And I'm getting them to create a different story or a new story or a more exciting story or a passionate story from inside them that goes, oh, that's my life. Oh, that's my body. Oh, that's my dream. And they go, okay, I want to do that. I want to play that. I want to be that. And I go, but you are that already. And they go, oh, I am. Correct. Ta-da, jazz hands. My work here is done. That's what I do.
That sounds great. And can I be a big devil's advocate?
Oh, always. You do it well.
I knew you'd welcome that. So for example, what if somebody really doesn't like their body at all and they really don't like their life? So the idea of, I'm going to make you fall in love with your body and be in your body, and I'm just thinking, no. What would you say to that?
Well, like, good question. Line. No, I'm kidding. Don't need the prompt. I know my lines. What I say to that is people are coming into that kind of paradigm with a very limited perspective of what their body and their life is then. And all I'm going to end up saying to them is, what do you love? what really sparks you, what brings you alive, what makes you go, oh, I want to be involved in that, or there's a dream, or there's a hope, and I will hook onto that thing that's the hope, rather than, oh, look at you, you're disgusting, this fear, let me take you away from that horrible thing. I'll go, forget all the horrible stuff. What's the thing that makes you come alive? What is it, Kat? Is it an itchy ear? And I'll literally say, let's focus on that thing you love, and then get everything else in your life connected to that thing you love in a way that makes you love those other things just as much. So I would never go to somebody, let's talk about body love, because people are like, ugh, my body, ugh. And there's no point trying to pull somebody into something that they're going to fight against. It's saying, let's find the thing that brings you alive and connect everything to that. That's what I do.
Well, I love that. That sold that to me. What about, so somebody that's got IBS, for example? Oh, my digestion's really bad, I'm really bloated. Talking about myself, of course. My friend who's got IBS. I'm all right now. That's why I can go public on this, people. So, I hate my big pot-bellied pig belly, and I can't eat anything, and whatever. So I really, really want help with what I as the client believe my problem is my IBS. I can't digest anything. And like, what, for example, tangible changes have you noticed in working with, because I've heard you talking about digestion before, or with somebody that comes to you for a specific thing, like my shoulder really hurts or my back or whatever, and then you've worked with them in this holistic way, and then how has the original problem or challenge, how has that transformed in a tangible way?
It hasn't.
Ooh, she wasn't expecting that.
I know, right?
You've got me there.
Oh, that's what people come with. Oh, this hurts, fix it. Oh, this hurts, I don't want it anymore. Like, get it away from me, I don't want to be in this. And body work for me has always been, the thing is not the thing. People come with one thing and think it's, and their brain is connected to it's this thing, and it's all this, and I must focus on this. And they're missing out on so much else that's available in their physicality, in their world, in their whatever, spiritual dimensions, emotional, mental dimensions, because they're just focused in on this one thing. And usually what I will do, if somebody wants to really work at the level that I work at well, it'll be a journey of, oh, I don't even like that journey. It is a journey though. It's like it's a storyline, it's a plot of something that we go along, so that there's experiences embedded that are new to them. And the experiences I will help people to discover, the experiences of knowing how to question and be curious about themselves. And that may not bring an instant fix or transformation. They go, oh, in 90 days I was IBS free. Sound like an infomercial. I'm like, oh, really? And then in 4 months time, what happens when suddenly your foot goes and you go, oh, I need my foot fixed, and you're running off to find solutions all the time. The work I do, the connection, the collaboration I do, is to get somebody to go into their body and goes, what can I know about myself? And that process that they learn, that different feeling, that experiencing of themselves can be applied anytime. From that point, we start learning that to 10, 20, 30 years in the future, where they will never go, oh, this thing is attacking me, I need to get rid of it. They'll go, there's a thing happening in my body. I wonder where that's connected to. I wonder what's that come from, what's been playing out, what else is going on besides just my diet, what else is going on just besides the running I'm doing causing plantar fasciitis, what else is at play in my life? So their body doesn't become this disconnected thing that just causes them problems. Their body becomes a whole interplay of them being experienced in this world. That's what I take people through, rather than, let me transform this one little thing and then you can give me a really good testimonial and blah. That doesn't help you 10 years from now when something else crops up, does it? No. Anyway, nothing.
That's really awesome. That's really, really powerful, because the paradigm currently is there's this wrong with me, or that bit wrong with me, or oh, it's my mindset that's the problem. It's my belief. I know exactly. It's my belief systems that are wrong. I need to get a belief healer, or I need to get a good mindset coach, and I need to do my affirmations so that my life improves. But what you're really doing is teaching people how to do their life and do their journey in a way that's connected, and in a way that's connected as opposed to completely disconnected and fragmented. So, for example, and it's nobody's fault, societal, cultural conditioning teaches us, we get educated to compartmentalize and fragment everything up. But what you're helping people to remember is that actually everything's completely connected. And when we do connect everything and look for those connections as like this most really cool vision quest adventure, it then becomes really, really exciting, even if I'm in crazy headache land like yesterday, like, or whatever's going on. I saw that as like, wow, what's this telling me? Like, I'm just going to listen to that.
What you just said, there you go, well done. Yeah, that.
So, okay, so I'm a potential customer. How do I work with you? We're in lockdown. I can't see you. How do you work? How does it work? How does it work? How many sessions do I need?
5 million. I tend to always work online anyway. I was before lockdown, because to work in person with me, I don't think it's necessary, because what tends to happen then is people meet you and then they go, okay, in that session, you're solving all my problems, and then when I go away, I'm not responsible anymore. Where this is, they tend to sit in their own environment, in their own space, and they're having to show who they are, where they are, obviously just this amount of them. But what can happen then is that we're just having a friendship, literally. I'm getting to know you, you're getting to know me, and we're going, okay, so tell me more about your life. What are your hopes, your dreams, your feelings, your experiences, your stories? I love stories. The body has a whole story of its own. The life experience is a story of its own. The belief system is a story of its own. But then the magic is making them all go, do you see how all these components of this series, like Harry Potter, they all just go, oh, I get that all the characters connect and they're all the same thing to the ultimate end of what? I don't know, that's up to them to write. That's the exciting bit. So yeah, it's always online. My big thing I do, like, my signature package, you know, that thing. How is it signature? Anyway, my scribbly package is, obviously I start at 3 months. 3 months usually is just opening the book and going, wow, look at the cover. If you want to get into the chapters, that's 6 months to a year worth of just process and progress. And I keep avoiding saying work with me, because it's about creating a friendship and a relationship with me and my perspective on life, and saying, how about try this perspective? And it's not even my perspective, it's me walking alongside and saying, I see you, I appreciate all that you are. And to cheerlead somebody through being able to do that and saying, wow, that's quite cool, or interesting, you view it that way, let's look at it a different way, or let's experience this a different way, or tell me how you experience that. And getting people to speak their narratives, because so often we're not given the chance to speak our narratives and to have it witnessed without thinking we're going to be judged about it. And so to allow somebody to speak their narratives and share what's going on for them, and do that without judgment or trying to fix it for them, allows them to go, oh, I hear and see myself, and I think I know what to do. It's like, correct, you do. Yes. And I think we vastly underestimate the power of being witnessed in our process. Could have gone the other way? No. Yeah, come straight across, please, welcome. Exit stage left. So yeah, and that is the power of what I do, is witnessing somebody's journey, their process, them, and not allowing them to denigrate themselves, to self-deprecate, to judge, to criticize, to contract themselves. But in every moment, whether it's shit, whether it's good, whether it's dark, light, shadow, passion, is to say, I see it. Everybody else should see it too, and it should be, it is appreciated by you and by others. So I teach people to appreciate, accept, and belong to themselves, and have compassion in their life. That's it.
That's so beautiful. So the phrase that's come to my mind is not a birth doula, not a death doula, but a life doula.
Yes, correct. It's just accompanying the journey. That's it.
It's the one that accompanies, isn't it? The one that witnesses, the one that cheerleads. And what I'd like to say is, I would like to guarantee everything that you've said, because I've been roofed.
You've been doulaed.
I have been roofed for, I think, how long did we do? Maybe 9 months or something like that. Quite a few, enough to have a baby. So I'm your baby. I'm your love child, but you never knew.
And check out the babies you're having now.
Yeah, and absolutely, you have changed my life in the most miraculous, radical, gentle, but magical, fantastical storybook way. Yeah, eat that. Yeah, receive that. And
I love an appreciation, you know I do.
I know, and maybe about just over a year ago, my life was so shit. I hated my life so much. I didn't hate myself. Like I've had that piece, but it just was not working for me at all in the way that I know that it could. And but being as resourceful as I am, which is like octopus paws in every pie,
Is it ever?
I couldn't find that way out. I couldn't find that way through. I couldn't find what do I love, what do I want to do, because I love everything and I want to do everything. So it's a good problem to have, but it was still a problem, right? And I came to you all crying and feeling sorry for myself, and I've just felt that it's, for me, the experience has been to have a best friend stroke fairy stroke angel stroke ascended master stroke spiritual teacher stroke fairy godmother, to just hold my hand and see me and witness me, and week on week to be shown how amazing I am and to be told what's good about me, even though I'm really good at self-appreciation and I genuinely do love myself and I'm really good at kindness and gratitude, but to have somebody else really see me was the most life-changing experience I've ever had.
Yeah. But yeah, and as you're speaking, I'm just going, you couldn't even say what I've done for you, can you? You wouldn't go, she made me do these things. You'd just be like, it's just kind of had this experience and suddenly, yeah, you were doing who you are. And I was like, can you not see that, Maria? But you are that thing. And it's like, that is one of my superpowers. I have that vision where I can see and feel people and know people call it potential, but it's just them. And just be able to hold that somehow. I don't know how it happened. Don't ask me, how do you do that? I don't know how. And it's just because everything you've said that I've got this stuff going on, I'm thinking, well, I haven't done that. And in my brain, I'm going, I didn't do anything. You did all of it. But I can see what you're saying about being seen and encouraged in it. Although for me, that's just like you said about what you do. It's just breathing. It's just what I do.
That's the thing, though. That's your nature.
Yeah.
That's you doing you.
Correct.
And now the game is, does a person doing themselves have value or not? If it does, which if they're really doing themselves, if someone's doing themselves authentically, absolutely it has value, because who somebody is in their truth and in their authentic self is the most miraculous, amazing, beautiful thing in the world.
And that's the clue is in what you said about the game is. And unfortunately, people are trying to play another person's game or play society's game or play a game of, and then they go, oh, but there's no value because I don't fit their rules or their structure. And they're going, play your own game, create your own game. Come on. And it's like getting excited about somebody's game, going, oh, good game. I'll join in and let you show you that it works. And then play, call all the people to play with you. And that's the value of this, is feeling like you can play your own game, because I am a master at games and getting people to see what their game is. That's one thing I know I do very well. That's fun. Yeah.
And that's so powerful, because the societal conditioning is to create workers and create, we're sitting in England right now, the birthplace of industrialism. You know, before mid 1800s, 1840s, everybody was a farmer in all the world. Everyone was just digging the land and fishing the seas. And then came industrialism, and there had to be a system of chugging out people that were educated to do work, all the different types of work. And in that story, all the hearts were left somewhere else.
Correct.
And all the game, you're not here to have fun, you're not here to play, you're here to learn, you're here to work. You're not here to have a laugh, you're here to work. So to restore the intrinsic nature of being, of human being, I'd say is a pretty valuable thing to do.
Yes. Especially in these times when that whole system structure is kind of gone, it could fall apart so easily. Who are we when it's gone? Who are we when it's gone? And like you said, before Industrial Revolution, people were growers. They were also creators. They were contributors, because how do we contribute to society so we can all live? So surviving was done by growing, creating, serving each other. And then we said, oh, now let's make a system so people, the top people can make money out of that system, and it all goes much faster and produce more, make more, instead of going, come together and create growth. And that's takes somebody back to that, is going, be you, create things, grow things, collaborate, contribute. Yes, do what you need to survive, but if you're doing those things, you are surviving, because you will naturally pull in community and support around you, and you will create your own communities, your own connections, your own family groups, your relationships, whatever it is, will be created because you are growing stuff inside you first, and growth happens.
That's an amazing point. Aren't we getting so deep and meaningful and clever?
I
mean, I'm just thinking, check us out, grown-ups. Check us out, the grown-ups. So a really brilliant throwaway comment is, don't worry about that job interview or that date. Just be yourself. What you got to say to that? Who knows? Who knows who they really are?
Well, exactly. It's like, yes, to be yourself, but do you know who you are? Because be yourself, then you go with actually the persona you put on to get you through. It's like, actually be yourself, as in really who you are. And if that means sitting quietly shy, be that. If that means blatantly being honest, be that. But there's this internal response, and sometimes you do have to go through those layers that you created, those personas, those roles, and play with those and go, yeah, I'm that thing. Then you go, yeah, I don't really like that thing. Nah, it doesn't serve me afterwards. Then you drop it. You put on a new outfit and you try the new one that you think is you. And if that one doesn't work, then you go, next. So it is playing. It's playing. For me, to play in terms of theatre and role play is my way to play. I love it. I know, right? She's so annoyed. So yeah, that's my way to play. I love getting people to play role play, to see characters, plot lines, themes, etc. Put your bottom out the screen. It's a bit rude. Well, not rude, but nobody wants to see your butt. So yeah, that's my way to play. That's why I like to take people through that experience of what's the character, what's the story in there, how are we showing that story, how are you experiencing that story, what else could you change if you want to be different. And if somebody doesn't get that way to play, then I will naturally sink into their way that they play and feel what that is, where they're most comfortable, and then go, let's play your game. This looks like fun. Because any game, I like any game, really.
Yeah, me too, absolutely. And naturally children are playful, and animals are playful. So is play something that's just bashed out of us? Can it be rediscovered?
Oh, get me on play. That's a whole other thing. Oh my God, you really just want to wind me up into talking, don't you?
Go play.
Go play. It is.
You're better than Netflix.
Yes, if that's your way to play.
Apart from RuPaul, go play.
Yeah, to play is to discover, is to kind of pull things apart, see how they work, and have no consequence to it. If you're playing, there's no consequence. There's no, oh, you got it wrong, you failed, we're going to lose money. It's a, oh, let's see what happens. Experience. It's an experience of interacting with your world, in seeing how things work, in experimenting, trying stuff out. And that Stuart Brown, MD, American guy who did a whole lot of play research, I love his stuff completely. That's his name. Has an amazing book on play and how it's essential for productivity, for being human, and not only in the learning stages, obviously when we're learning how to interact with our environment, but in adulthood. Is that a time of life? Once we leave the playful stage, put it that way, the technical playful stage, is how we continue to interact, be creative, be productive, contribute, collaborate, is through our inherent way to play. That's how we do it. And too many of us forget that and go, oh, I've got to fit the system, or I'm not going to fit in. Fitting in is very overrated. Belonging is a completely different thing. And belonging happens when you learn to play and interact and find the fittings and see what feels like it's joy for you. Then feel where things are painful and go, well, that kind of sucked. Won't be doing that again. There's playful learning in that as well.
I love that, because in the workplace, for example, there's pretty low fulfillment. I mean, people I mean, I've been trying for decades to raise the fulfillment levels at work, but unless the paradigm shifts to bringing the whole self and the whole collaboration and mind, body, spirit, emotions, energy, intention, everything, then if we're just here to produce, and if we're just here to admin all of that stuff, or to do all of this item by item work, the sense and the spirit of play and the spirit of I, as the artist, as the creator here in this world, there's just no space for that. And that's really tragic, and I think that's why people are so unhappy and have anxiety and depression. It was certainly the cause of mine. So I'll just own that and say myself, but because I've been on a journey of discovering as well, like you say, playfully, okay, that feels really horrible. That hurts my heart. That makes my tummy hurt and bloat. Mm-hmm. What's that saying to me? What's that trying to say? What's that character really trying to get me to see? Then what you're doing is all of these things. You're opening the doors, you're giving tools to do that, you're making it into a fun story, but also you're engaging the faculty of play, which is intrinsic. Play is there to help us learn and actually survive.
Yes, very much so. And again,
underrated, but vital.
Stuart Brown, the doctor person with the book, he says the opposite of play is not work. The opposite of play is depression. Because we don't have the freedom to express, to connect, to experience, to interact without threat of failure. So people go, work and play. Actually, it's play and depression. That's why playfulness needs to come into the way you interact with the world in all things. And it's not, people think of play as being stupid and irresponsible, rather than as being creative and experimental, curious. That's what play is. Play is what happens if I do this. Because play is not always, yay, loud and fun. Play is sometimes detailed and delicate and intricate, and pull stuff apart to put it back together again. Play is, whatever's your way to play is play for you, and that's so individual. It's really individual.
So what you're doing is you're helping people find their games, finding their way to play, so that they can really play in this world.
I'm literally helping them remember how to play, because everybody knows. They just seem to have forgotten, or it's been beaten out of them as to, oh, I've got to be this constricted. It's like, no, remember, just remember. It's like whispering in their ear, remember, just remember, this is what brings you joy. Remember, this is what brings you life. Remember. And they're going, but I should. It's like, remember. And they go, oh, that's right. And they get all mischievous and follow life again.
Or have a drink and use some sort of social lubricant to give them permission to let their hair down and be a bit silly.
Correct. And usually
but I like that you said, sorry to interrupt, I like that you said it's not about being silly or being the jester or being the clown. I mean, my experience of play is when I'm having a conversation, that's me just playing so much, and I love it, which really doesn't work for my husband when it's 10 o'clock at night and he wants to go to sleep. And I'm like, what about this idea? What about that idea? What did you think of this? And he's like,
poor Simon.
I know. But I love that you are distinguishing what play is, and that I mean, I'm a naturally playful person, so are you. But it's not that, oh, we're the lucky, playful, creative ones. Where we can do that creative, playful thing. Of course, everybody's playful and creative, and it's offering them a space to just enjoy life. I mean, I think what you do is way higher than any form of life coaching or journeying or anything like that, because it's not about the pain point, it's not about the injury, it's not about the thing, it's about all the good stuff, more of the good stuff.
Yeah, and it's
different
suffering of the self to go, how do I want to experience life, not what's going to get me to an end goal. It's like, you are amazing, let's just do life your way because that's amazing. And giving people courage to do that.
And that's what you gave me, because obviously, like, there's many people online saying you do life on your terms, and they're selling this, okay, and but until
could I sell this? Could I
well, I think you can. I think I think you're a great product. But I think, unless I've experienced it myself, which I have, you see, I could never have known the before and after, because before I came to you, I was pretty self-actualized. I really was pretty my own woman. I really was very confident and very happy with who I am. I've done all that. So I thought, well, I've done all that. I've done all them grown up things you're supposed to do. I've done all the spiritual ladder. I've reached the top of my hierarchy of needs. I have.
If you're still alive, there's still more to do. That's all I'm going to say.
I've met my needs. I've met my needs. I can communicate consciously. I'm good at boundaries. I've got a healthy diet. I do my exercise. I'm doing everything, doing it well. But what you're saying is, yes, and what about just loving every minute of your life and actually really having fun and enjoying it? And what about maybe what if that was why we came here?
Mm-hmm. Yes. There's always more, always more.
There's always more.
Yeah.
And we are infinite beings, and so are you.
Correct.
So, all right. So how can people work, not work, play with you? What's your website? How do we find out about you? Can we have a consultation with you? Can we come and meet you?
That sounds like I have to be very
professional. I know, that sounds like, how does the process work?
How the process works is, I do have a website. It's ruth-priscilla.com. Yes, not slash, dash. So ruth-priscilla.com, as in Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, but without the Queen of the Desert bit. Confused? Probably, yes. And that's my website. There's all the informations on there, blog posts and ramblings from my mind. I am on the Facebook, I am on the Instagrams, I am in the LinkedIns, blah, blah, blah. I'm very sporadic with those, I get bored with them. However, I don't do consultations. What I love to do, and I did this with you before we worked together, I did a think with you, didn't I? I taught you how to think, which allows me to be able to see how somebody wants to connect with themselves, or where they struggle to connect with themselves, and what happens with that strategy call, if you want to call it that, is that I literally give you a method that can be used anywhere, anytime, whether you work with me or not, doesn't matter, to be able to go into your own thoughts, your own process, and be there and see what that feels like and see what comes out. And so that's literally where I start with somebody, go, let's have a think. And we tend to do what I call a thinking partnership, where they think for a set amount of time and I think for a set amount of time, because if somebody hears me think, they'll get the idea of who I am and then go, oh my God, I could never work with you, you're mad. Or they go, interesting, I want into that world. Either way, I don't mind, because if somebody sees me think and then goes, what the actual, probably they won't cope with minimum of 3 months of interacting with me. So it's a good way to kind of meet and greet. Let's call it a meet and greet through a think. That's what I do. That's
fantastic, and it's a very intimate, free association, thought flowing of just sharing. So it's even that tool was really transformational. So I really invite everybody who's watching this to go and have a think with Ruth. It's you'll never forget that experience, and that will be only just the beginning.
I do the funnel things. Everybody say, have a funnel. Yeah, mine's more like a juicer. In there, out comes the juice. And those things, people go, oh, I don't know if that's quite personal and quite, I've got stuff online that you can interact with and look at and go, okay, who are you? Or I do things like body readings, which are kind of like tarot for your body. Somebody can come and go, okay, could you do a tarot reading for my body, please? And I do that with playing cards. It's what's called cartomancy, but I do it the way I do it. And literally I can do a card spread for you and tell you about your body if you don't want to kind of interact with me. Or I could do your body story where I ask you questions that seem random, and then I go, here's your life from what you just told me. And I go, oh, how do you know that when you just told me? And I go, I didn't see that coming. I'm like, I know, right? It's clever. So there's lots of smaller ways you can interact with me if you think 3 months of you, I don't know. Smaller things, experiment, try me, see me, taste me, pick and mix it. They're all available. Website.
Or one could just propose to you and get married. That's another way of working with you longer term.
I prefer hand fasting for small amounts of time rather than long-term marriage.
I was trying to be funny. I really, so I didn't know about the body tarot card. So because I was imagining, what do I have to send you a picture of me in my pants, or
you feel free to, Maria. You send me weird stuff. You send me weird.
I've got a friend that does that kind of reading. But so you do a reading about the body. That's really exciting, actually.
Yeah. So I have this thing that happens where I suddenly get an idea for something, and it kind of, people say I had a download. It's literally like that. I go, and most of my things that are like, people go, wow, that's amazing. I'm like, I don't know where it came from. It's just an idea dropped in and I did it. And it's a very particular way to look at the past, present, future of the body, the internal, the external, the perception, the symptoms going on, and the overall outcome for the physical body in this present moment. Because people's bodies change anyway. So we're all changing over time, but it's usually in a current, probably in this kind of period of time. And the cards usually never wrong, as you know. You go, oh, well, that's intriguing.
So that's a really nice way to interact with you, just to have a reading. And also your Embody group on Facebook, that's got really good video resources on that, actually. I do recommend that.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Facebook, it's there somewhere.
What's it called? Embodiment or?
The group's called Embody, yes.
Embody, yeah.
So I thought I'd call it a name that maybe people would have a vague idea about. I'm like, Embody sounds good. Chuck that on there. Hope it sounds right.
Yeah, and that's nice because it tails and heads and whatever that expression is, makes us come back full circle. So really, it's about being here in my body, owning my experience. It sounds easier said than done, but it's it's a magical, fantastical journey, and I have learnt things about myself that have just opened so many doors for me, and I really do feel free. I think this is the biggest gift in the world, is I feel 100% free to be myself. Yeah.
And why wouldn't you be? Because you're flipping awesome. My appreciation for you on camera, on interview. Are you ready for your appreciation, my darling?
Hit it.
Thank you. Is I appreciate your creative storming. Because it's not just creative, I make something, but you just like gusts of wind come in, water's blown up, hurricanes formed, things set on fire. Maria just goes creative. And it's like all the elements at once, not just, oh, it's a bit windy out there. You are just this creative storm, and I appreciate that about you, and that you are finally just going, yes, all the things. Storm Maria is here. I love that about you. Well done.
Oh, that's just so wonderful. Wow. Well, I need 5 more hours to appreciate you. But just for now, just to say, gosh, there's so much. I appreciate you being courage to be yourself, courage to show how to truly live.
Thank you.
That is what you do. And some really cool, spiritual, amazing person, maybe like Rumi or someone like that, said once, or maybe it was your cat that texted it to me, but the ultimate courage, the ultimate raison d'être, is to truly be yourself, and to the thing I said earlier that I've totally forgotten. That was just going to be this poetic, amazing full stop. But then I just looked at the clouds and thought, oh, they're so pretty. That one looks like Australia.
Which is actually the perfect ending for the way we speak to each other all the time.
I know, completely. I know. Yeah. So people, work with, play with, collaborate with, call, read with, dance with. Ruth Priscilla will just show. It's like, I love your humility as well. You haven't said, you say I don't do any of that, but you hold a safe space and a love. I mean, holding a safe space sounds a bit healy and a bit serious to me. You hold a magical, playful space for the very best, and all of that rainbow of lights, all of those like fireworks of all the different lights to be seen, to be known, to be heard. And that includes the good, bad, the ugly, because the all of that is wonderful and is important. So my appreciation for you is wow, what an artist to do that with your own life, and to really support people in discovering this way of being. I think this is a way of being that you are this way, and you're showing people and you're modeling, you can just live an enchanted life. It's like living an enchanted life. So pretty good job.
When you said about safe space, I also went, ooh, it's a bit.
Yeah, I know, right?
The image I had in my mind was a fairy circle. Where like toadstools pop up and people go, you stepped in the fairy circle, then you're in an enchanted place and they've got you. I'm like, yes. It's like, come in my fairy circle, this place where, whether it's a stone circle or whatever. It's like, I'm going to play. Thank you, celebrating UPR lady. I've now got marketing ideas.
You are so the magical fairy. I mean, totally. You are the magical, playful fairy.
Yeah, hold fairy circles. No, that sounds like fun, doesn't it?
I mean, I want to do that now.
Yeah.
Like, a fairy circle, yeah. Let's fairy circle.
I can't wait till lockdown's done and we can go actually outdoors and play fairy circles.
I can't wait till lockdown's over. Can run around in this. So thank you so much.
Thank you, madam.
And may you continue to wave your magical fairy dust wherever you go, wherever you haven't gone, because that beautiful light is, I'm just going to be really poetic now and try and say something really cool and deep and meaningful. Even if you're asleep, you're still shining that gorgeous light, your divinity, your true divine nature, and it's serving for the well-being of all. It's just, all I want to do is just to help people get that you are amazing, you are it, you are the totality, just as you are right now. So you're doing that in a fun, playful, creative way, in a cat way, and I mean, that's a win for me.
I had you with
yeah, you had me at meow. Yeah, and coffee. Wow, your coffee.
Yeah. What combination.
Oh my god,
you, lovely.
Cats and coffee. Oh yeah.
Heaven.
I know. So thank you so much, and we will see you again very soon.
Thanks, Maria, lovely.